Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening. So look at the syllabus. Good evening. Let us begin with our session. Good evening. This is Ramaswamy. So in the previous class, we discussed about radio and television and how to what are the stages in production of radio and television. Okay, different formats of television and radio programs. Okay, today we will discuss about film. So film, we can call it as a movie, motion picture, and theoretical film and feature film. Okay, so what is the film? So film is a play of sequential images, right? If you take any film, so if you want to play a movie, so 25, sorry, television, it is a 25. If it is a film, it is a 24 frames per second. That means in a 1 second, you are playing 24 photos, 24 images. So that will give you the motion. Okay. So development, if you look at into the development of films in India, the first film, the motion picture, was a Pundalik. Pundalik was, so if you see the Pundalik movie, so it is produced in, 1 second. Yeah, produced by the N.G. Chitre and R.G. Torney. Okay, actually it was a Mookie. Mookie means there is no dialogues, only moving pictures. Okay, later The first full-length movie was produced and directed by Dada Saheb Palke. Okay, have you heard of this one? So Dada Saheb Palke was the first pioneer in a production of films in India. So that therefore the film highest award in a film was given on his name, Dada Saheb Palke Award. Okay, in a film industry. The first movie was the Raja Harishchandra. Okay, in the earlier in Western countries, movies are based on the life of Christ. Okay, based on taking inspiration from that movies, the Christ life movies. So here we have a different stories, right? Like inspiration from the Mahabharatam, Ramayana, Bhagavatam. Okay, such there are a number of stories. So based on that, the Raja Harishchandra movie was the first full-length movie in India. If you so that was the question. So which was the full-length movie? Was the Raja Harishchandra. The first movie is Pundalik. Okay, remember this point. So like so this is based in Bollywood. So Bollywood means Hindi belt, based in Mumbai, right? If you take American movies, we call it as a Hollywood, right? So here in Bombay, whatever movies, the headquartered in Bombay, so that movies or the Hindi movies, basically Hindi movies, that was the Bollywood. Okay, then coming to the south part. Okay, basically we have in the south, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. These are the 4 languages, right? South, if you're talking about South movies, so these are the movies, language movies. So if you take Bollywood, that means Bombay based and Hindi language. So the first regional movie or South film is Kichakavadan. Kichakavadan taken inspiration movie taken from the Mahabharata. Okay, so we know Kichakudu and అతన్ని శ్రీకృష్ణుడును సారీ ఎవరు భీముడు చంపేస్తాడు అని ఒక స్టోరీ ఉంటుంది మహాభారతంలో. ఆ స్టోరీ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దాట్ ఇన్ ఫస్ట్ సౌత్ ఇండియన్ ఫిల్మ్ మేకర్ ఎవరు రంగస్వామి నటరాజ ముదలియార్ వాజ్ ద డైరెక్టర్. That movie was produced in 1916. Okay, that is the development of first Indian feature films. So if you talking about different movies, so this is what Indian films. Okay, there are different types. If you take program formats in a television as well as radio, likewise there are different types of films. So for example, feature film and documentary film. Okay, and these are the, so if you talking about feature film, it may be fictional. Okay, it's like a full length movie, what we are watching in a theater. That movie is called feature film. Okay, it may be inspiration taken from the story or novel or anything or real time incident. Okay, it may be fiction. Okay, so if you're talking about documentary film, in the documentary film, it is based on the facts. So if you want to make a documentary based on some facts, some real visuals, okay, so if you want to shoot or produce a movie or documentary film on Hyderabad, okay, so for that you need to take different location shot, original shots, right? Charminar, Golconda, Hussain Sagar, Okay, these are the some location which we can identify by looking at this symbols, right? Like a charm, if you take if you shoot Charminar, so you can easily recognize, okay, this is about Hyderabad, right? So same way, that is in a feature film there are uh, empirical data. Empirical data means facts, numbers. Okay, if you want to see example, so take a feature film like a Bahubali. So Bahubali, there is no history, right? Is there any history of Bahubali movie? Uh, so basically, it's a fictional story. Okay, so taken from inspiration from the Mahabharata. So this is a fictional story. So there is no data, empirical data. It's called empirical. Whenever we have a numbers, so if you want to shoot a documentary on Hyderabad, you need to put the empirical data. That means, so Hyderabad is uh, this Charminar is constructed in 1450. Okay, likewise numbers. Okay, in the 15th century. So they are built by this Kuli Kurtusha. Okay, you have a numbers, you have a data, you have a figures, right? So for that, you need to mention some official data, not yours and mine data. So it is the official data. So for that, you need to take some person's opinion. Opinion means by its ear. That means with the interview, help of interview. Okay. So so this is called a documentary. The difference between a feature film and documentary is based on facts and reality. Okay, a fictional feature film is always based on a fictions. Okay, it is a creative process. So here in a documentary also there is no creative in. So as it is empirical, based on the empirical data. Empirical. So empirical data means the numbers and figures were genuine and correct. Here in the feature films there is no empirical data. Okay, so if you're talking about growth of film organization, see, have you observed in any movie, in the beginning of the movie, you will see CBFC, right? Central Board of Film Certification. Okay, I observed this one. So for that they will give ratings, whether it may be A for adult movie, O and O by A, okay, and others. So there are different categories that will be decided by the CBFC. So based on the CBFC categorization, so it can be watched only by adults. Okay, so there is a violence content. If there is a violence content, violence and sexual content, so that will be only screened to adults above 18 years old. Okay, some films are not suitable for children and women also. So for that, women and some movies we can't see with our family members. Okay, for that they need to specify whether this movie can be watchable with the family or single or only adult or with the family means like a children. Okay, for that there is a Central Board of Film CBFC, Central Board of Film Certification. Okay, it's works under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Okay, so it regulates. It's not regulates actually. Actually its duty is to categorize which category this film belongs to. Okay, that categorization will be done by this CBFC. So CBFC headquarters in Mumbai. Okay, there are some branches, 9 branches in all over the country. So here we have a branch in Hyderabad also. So whatever Telugu movies are certified in Hyderabad itself. Okay, CBF certificate. See, if it be a beginning of the movie, you can see the certification, CBFC certification, right? And second division is Films Division. See, Films Division is established in 1948. Okay, headquarters in Mumbai. Its main function is so best like film division is, so best movies to record, propagate, okay, preserve. So see example, film division, even archives, National Film Archives of India also is there. Sir, film division also is the responsible to record, preserve, and propagate. Okay, so so what are the achievements done and after independence in India, basically in India? So this films also encourages this division. Sorry, film division also encourages how these films are useful to public as well as government uh, government. Okay, so this how this film spreading a movement, actually how this spread of the film division, sorry, what we call. So Prakti, if you talking about film division is responsible to record, preserve, and propagate. So whatever happenings in a film industry or film division, so that will be recorded and preserved by this film division. And the National Film NFDC. So NFDC is the National Film Development Corporation. So this is a primary central agency to encourage the good cinema movement in the country. So this NFDC encourages the good cinema. Okay, if you making a good movie, this so this NFDC. So its primary goal is to plan, promote, and organize the integrated efficiency. Whatever happens in Indian film, that will be to foster the excellence of the cinema. It is established in it was established in 1980s. So its main objective is to promote good cinema, promote the good promotion of good cinemas. Whichever there is a, so see, take an example. So if there are good movies, so this good movies are screened by this NFDC, as funded by this NFDC. Okay, and National Film Archive of India. So this see NFIC is in Pune, established in 1964. Its main aim is to archives. So see, for example, if you want to watch the Pundalik movie, the first movie in India, Pundalik. Okay, if it is a full-length movie, Raja Harishchandra. So still we can find in the National Archives of India. Okay, its main task is to preserve the previous history. Okay, so that was the main intention of the NFAI, National Film Archives of India. Okay, so it is established in it is situated in Pune. So next one is Director of Film Festival. So Director of whenever there is a Goa Film Festival, Hyderabad Children Film Festival, so that programs will organized by this Director of Film Festival, this division of Information and Broadcasting Ministry. This is organized the film festivals at different locations. So it invite different films from all over the country and select and give awards to the best films. So have you heard that one? So in Hyderabad also we'll use to children movies. Okay, children film festivals. So Goa film festivals. So these are the examples of films. Okay, next, if you talk about So next thing is home theater. See, so contemporary issues, contemporary trends. So if you talk about contemporary trends, so this was shot and edit and screen related theaters, right? There is no other income sources nowadays. See, in the earlier days, if Telugu movie, take example of Telugu movie. In the earlier days, only if you want to produce a movie, so that movie is produced in Telugu and distributed in United Andhra Pradesh. That means Andhra Pradesh and Telangana now. Okay, nowadays. So, and their other source of income is so audio cassettes, right? Song release and audio cassettes. Okay, nowadays look at the latest scenario. So, if you are making a movie, so nowadays the pan India. So, if you want to make a movie, high budget movie, so the aim of the budget, aim of the film is to showcase it all over the country. That means at a time they are making in a Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, and Hindi, so that every part of India can watch in their own languages, right? Take example of Bahubali or KGF or Pushpa, latest movies, Pushpa, pan India movie. So it's also collect revenue from the different source, right? And now, so the cassette sales has decreased, right? Everybody is watching through online, right? Online music player apps like Spotify, Ghana, like Geo7. So these are the examples, right? Even Apple Music and Google Music. Okay. Another source of income for the, so selling the rights, screening rights to different television channels or OTT. So take example, Pushpa movie. So if you see, so Pushpa is not, Pushpa movie is still, watching a release, theater screening, then it shifted to OTT. So you can watch it in Amazon Prime. So Amazon brought this screening rights through OTT, paying a huge amount, right? So that is also income generating source for the movies, right? So earlier only they used to screening at different locations, and they really re-release at a different times also. For example, one movie is a super hit at that time. Again, after 10 years, they release the same movie. Okay, but nowadays, so they are selling direct to the OTT platforms or TV channels. So like Ma TV, Starma, GTV, or Gemini. Okay, they are paying with a huge amount, so they can screen whenever they want. So getting rights and screening, and also they are selling it to the OTTs. Okay, this is the latest trend. So by selling the satellite rights as well as this OTT rights, so this film producer will get a different source of income. Right, you following? This is the contemporary trend. So whatever high budget. So if you're talking about budget, so if it is a huge investing a huge amount in film production, they release in a pan India mode. So that means in all languages. So earlier they used to dub. Okay, so like any Hollywood movies, we usually watch in a local language by dubbing. So nowadays, while shooting itself, they will reshoot in a different 4 languages at a time. Okay, sometimes to make a to create a local nativity. So if take any movie, so in that movie there will be a Tamil actor, there will be a Malayali actor, there will be a Telugu actor or Kannada actor or Hindi actor. Okay, you can observe in a any Pushpa movie or Bahubali or like a pan India movies, KGF. Okay, so in a that is the latest trend in a film production, right? So next, home theater. If earlier, whenever we want to watch movies, so we usually go to theater, right? So whenever there is a screening of a particular movie, that time you can go and watch in a big theater, cinema theater, right? Nowadays, with the advent of this home theater and surround sound system, TTS sound system, you can create like a home theater, mini home theater in your own house. Okay, by project with the help of projector, you can screen on the screen, maybe 55 inches or 65 or 85 inches. Okay, with the fitted audio, acoustics, and sound, you can watch. You can get the same real experience, whatever you get from the theater, the sound system, as well as this uh, picture quality. That is possible with the this home latest trends. This is the latest trend, home theater. Okay, whenever you are constructing a home, so people are especially mentioning, especially focusing to build special room or special for home theater. Okay, that was the trend nowadays. Okay, next, in the earlier, usually CRT monitors, right? That box TVs, Dabba TVs. So it occupies a lot of space. Basically, they are 27 inches, 32 inches. Nowadays, if you watch these LEDs and projector screens, you can buy 85 inches, 65 inches, 55 inches screens with a picture quality, high range picture quality, like a 4K and Ultra HD quality pictures you can watch on a television set. And that room is also fixed with the surround sound system, that 5.1, 5.1 or 7.1 surround system. That means one whooper and remaining satellite subwoofers. Okay, speaker and subwoofers. This was the trend. Okay, and so these are the trends in a film production. And another type of so there is a so basically films are audiovisual media, no doubt, right? You can watch and you can listen. You can watch the picture, you can listen the audio. So based on that, there are different categories of films. Okay, sorry. So in the previous class, in the beginning of the class, we discussed about feature films. Okay, a feature film is a full-length film, like it may be 80 minutes to 130 minutes, or sometimes 2 hours, basically 2 hours or 2.5 hours. Some movies, which movie latest is 3 hours movie. Pushpa is 3 hours. Huh? I forgot that. So basically, full 80 minutes to, if you watch Hollywood movies in India, so basically they are 80 minutes to 120 or 180 minutes. That means 1.5 hour to 2 hours to 2 hours 15 minutes, likewise. Okay. So feature films. Feature film is, we call it as a feature film. Uh, hmm. Feature films. Feature films are basically meant for theatrical release. That means they are designed to showcase preview in a theater. Feature films. Then later they are converted into home viewing, like television. So documentary. So this feature films are in the beginning of its beginning of the class also discussed. The feature films are fictional, but documentary films are non-fictional, right? So this slice of like actual work, factual work, actual and factual. Okay, so whatever you see on a screen in a documentary film, they are actually exist. Okay, the information is actually given. Is the numbers true? Okay, so that type of documentary films also called cinema verite. Okay, that is a feature film. This is called cinema verite. Okay. So this documentaries, okay, this documentaries based for propagandistic or non-objective. Okay, sometimes they referred as a propagandistic and non-objective. Okay. See, some biographical movies like Talaiva, recent film on Jayalalitha, Talaiva. It's acted by this Kangana Ranaut and YS NTR. So these are the biographical films, right? Okay, there may be some fictional events as well as some factual events. Okay, biographical films are different. Okay, it is related to some occasion, some person or some incident, some event. And okay, next one is news magazine. The news magazine. So see, earlier, so there is a magazine like Sitara. You heard that one? Sitara. One is there are a number of film magazines. That means weekly, fortnightly. So they are mainly focus on a development, different stages, developments of film industry. So they relate all the news related to film, actually film production, film status, updates, film reviews, talking about film events, functions. So that only focused on particular film as so this is printed and published on paper or magazines. So Sitara and another one is I forgot. Only Sitara I remembered. Okay, Sitara is a weekly from Ramoji Group. So it's all about film news, film updates, and another type of films are children films. So some films are meant for children. That means they give you some moral lesson or creative thinking or some events. Okay, so they are fantasy. Sometimes maybe fantasy movies. Okay, which children's like, right? That's children films. There are a number of. So can you give an example of children movies in India? Little Soldier. So the old one. Recently, I forgot. So I don't know. So Little Soldier was the children movie. So another type of movies are animation movies. So animation movies. So there are animation as well as some persons also act. So take an example of. So basically, they are Hollywood. So we can't expect animated movies in Telugu industry or Hollywood or Bollywood. Okay, so recent any movie can you recall? So Kung Fu Panda, my one of the favorite. Last night I watched another Oscar-winning movie, Coco. There are a number of animated movies. So there is no persons involved in acting. So they are created with animation and graphics. Okay, this is one type of movies. Okay, so here we discussed about film divisions, film different branches of film, like Central Board of Film Certification, Film Division, National Film Archives of India, and National Film Development Corporation. So these are the film related agencies. Okay, so films are controlled by the central government, union government, right? So the right to give a certification. is only in the hands of some union government. Okay, and that to work under the MIB, Ministry of Information Broadcasting. Okay, this is about films. Okay, there are different films, animation films, feature films, children films, documentary films. These are the example: feature, documentary, film, children, and animation. Okay, these are types of films. Okay, so we discussed about film and film status in India, current trends, and different types of movies, types of films. Okay, so we left only two sessions, two classes. I mean, 2 units, 11 and 12 types of writing for films, production of films. In the next class, we'll discuss this syllabus. Okay, so I hope you understand this. So this is a small lesson we completed today: films and types of films. So history of film and history of film types. Okay, so with this class, I'm concluding here. Thank you. Any doubt if you have, so nobody's there. If you have any doubts, anything else if you want to prolong. So here, I'm just searching for the syllabus. Can you give an example of children films? No, I'm not getting any example. Sorry. So with this, we are completing the film and film types and divisions. Okay. In the next class, we'll discuss about film production, types of film writing. Okay, how to write for films, reviews and criticism. So film review, the next class we'll discuss. Before that, so how to write a film review. So critics, see, some movies will get if it is a IMDb, IMDb. So 8.1, 8.1 movie, 9.3. You take example of ratings. So 9.4, 9.56 there. So some like Times of India, they give it 5, total 5 out of 5. They'll use some ranking, 3.5, 4, 4.5, likewise. Okay, we'll discuss it later. Right? So I hope you understand the different. So it is a small chapter. So types of films we discussed and divisions. So one of the important function of the film is so preserve the culture. See, if you watch previous 90s, 80s, 60s movies, okay, 90s, 80s, 1980s, 1960s movie. So while watching that, you can observe the culture and trend of that time. See, that culture, that how India's culture was in 1960. Okay, but even you watch whichever language you like. So if you watch English movies like Hollywood movies in 1960s, Hollywood movies, you will observe how their culture was in 1960s. If you watch any contemporary movies, so nowadays, if you watch any contemporary issue movies, okay, you can observe the culture and people. You can observe the people, what they are wearing, what they are talking, what they are using. See, example, if you talking about 1980s movie. So 1980s movie. So if you look at the vehicles, for example, cars were different. The model, the style, design was different. Nowadays, it's a style and design is different. So this is the preservation of culture, right? So by watching the films of 1980s, so how the human relations were there, how this ethical moral values in a films, that we can observe based on the stories only, based on the movies. Okay, so movie maybe portray the uh, originality or fictional or fiction or non-fiction, right? So document, if it is a documentary film, it is a non-fictional. If it is a feature film, it is a fictional, right? So maybe by looking at different aspects of the film, so you can observe the the culture and aspect, the culture and culture of that era, right? Uh, Anything else? So with this, I'm concluding. So tomorrow we'll discuss remaining chapter. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.